Want to have glowing skin well into your 30s but confused by the tons of products out there? Same. But after years of learning from dermatologists online and in person, watching tons of video from Beauty Within and going from this to this, I learned that the necessary skincare is actually simple. And lucky for us and our wallets, you don't need $500 serums or to poke your face with tiny little needles to stay young.
It feels like I am rubbing tiny little pieces of like glass or coral into my skin.
Hey team, it's Amy. Every year during Black Friday season, I get tempted by all the skincare deals and thus restudy all of the skincare I absolutely need to optimize my 20s. You know, so I don't reach my 30s and think,
oops, I should have been doing prevention a long time ago, and now the damage is irreversible.
For example, product number 4 I'm sharing in this video is the most effective anti-aging thing that technically we should have all started as teenagers. And now, because I'm 26, last year I started product number 5 in this video, which you should start once you hit 25. After sorting through mountains of confusing advice, here are the bare minimum skincare steps you must do in your 20s, along with when to do them and how to layer. This is the guide I wish I had split into these sections. I will link the actual products I use below in the description. Now let's go. Number 1, the most underrated, least talked about skincare thing. Not very eloquent. Filters. See, isn't my skin flawless now? Just kidding. No, not that kind of filter. Filters. Holy crap. Specifically, you need a shower head filter and a bathroom sink filter. So I grew up in Colorado where we have very clean, nice water to drink and to use for washing our faces. But when I started living in San Diego for a little bit, suddenly I developed a rash right at the base of my neck. I also had itchy, bubbly, and dry lips, and my skin developed eczema again after so many years. And I was so frustrated. I had no idea why this was happening, but then every time I went back to LA to stay for a week or so, it disappeared. And I realized after so much research that it was because of the water and the environmental toxins in there, plus the hardness of the water, which means the minerals in there. I remember the science behind it was something like the minerals will interact with your soap and thus precipitate and dry out both your scalp and your skin. So we bought and installed the 2 filters, and within 2 days, my skin cleared up like magic. Further, when I talked to many of my friends, they said that the moment they installed a shower head filter and a sink filter to wash their skin in, their acne cleared completely. It is absolutely insane that we're not taught this, and this totally applies, especially now that I live in New York City. Number 2 of bare minimum skincare, a cleanser. Its purpose is to remove oil, dirt, environmental pollutants, and sunscreen buildup that water alone can't handle. And pro tip, use an oil-based cleanser before your regular cleanser at the end of the day to thoroughly remove makeup and sunscreen. You don't need to spend more than $20 for a good cleanser. Just choose a gentle, hydrating cleanser that doesn't leave your skin feeling tight or stripped of all natural oils. It's essential to use cleanser at night. You don't want things blocking your pores while you sleep or contaminating your pillow, which can lead to more acne. And it's optional to cleanse in the morning unless you're very oily or sweaty. I sometimes do cleanser in the morning and sometimes I don't. Number 3, moisturizer. Now I find that when I truly understand why something is important, I will do it more consistently. So here's why it's essential. Your skin is like a brick and mortar system. The moisturizer will replenish the mortar or the fats and proteins between your skin cells, thus maintaining the protective barrier. So we all know that K-beauty is all the hype, right? But let me tell you, I went to K-Con, or a convention of all Korean things, think like K-pop, K-beauty, K-skincare, and I ran into a bunch of Korean ajumas who were like in their 30s, 40s, skin glowing, flawless. I asked them what their skincare secret is, and they're like,
don't overcomplicate things, just hydrate.
Now, if that's not expert advice, I don't know what is. The Korean ajumas are right because moisturizer prevents water loss, reduces inflammation, and helps all other products work better. Moisturize in both the AM and PM, but it's especially important at night because the skin will lose more water. Again, no need to break the bank because effective moisturizers don't need to cost more than $30, and here are some recommendations. Number 4, the most important anti-aging step. If you already know it, good job, but are you doing it enough? Probably not, so listen up. Wait, but before I tell you the most important step, I have something special to share with you. Since the beginning of September, I've been working on something that's always been my dream to build, and that is an app. If you're here on my channel with the A-Team, you're ambitious and know that you have the potential within to create your dream life. Like you, I have goals, but the problem is that I also struggle to make actual progress toward my many goals in my different areas of life. So I wanted to make an app that takes each of your personal goals, breaks them into actionable habits, and coaches you through when and how to do them while also keeping you motivated. driven. What's crazy is that this spring, I was chatting with my friend about all our pipe dreams, and I said that I had a dream app with all of these features, mostly because I wanted to use the app myself. So I can't believe that I have the opportunity to build it right now. The app makes you the CEO of your own life by asking you your goals in 4 life domains: health, wealth, relationships, and personal fulfillment. Then the AI coach will discuss with you on what corresponding habits to execute. You will have mini journaling prompts daily so that you can reflect and iterate. Plus, all your progress will be tracked in nice graphs. And that's not all, because it's personalized to you and to me as your mentor. My content across YouTube and my podcast, CEO of Life, is all within the app, so you'll hear about golden mindsets and more tips fed by the AI coach to stay driven. I wanted this app for myself, and I've been using it because I didn't want just another habit tracker, but rather something that actually gets me closer to my goals. Mark your calendars because it will be out mid-November, and you can get a head start on your New Year's resolutions. If you let the app coach you, I guarantee you will have the best year of your life. Ooh, but I'm forgetting something important. What did I name my precious baby? Well, I thought long and hard about it because I want all names to be meaningful, of course, and I landed on one that I love so much. Stay tuned and pay attention because I'll reveal it at the end of this video. Yay! Please check that your notifications are on so you don't miss the launch and a special discount. Now back to the video. If you could only do one thing for anti-aging, make it sunscreen. This is not an exaggeration. Dermatologists say that daily sunscreen use alone can prevent 80% of visible aging. That means if you literally did nothing else but put SPF on every single morning, you'd still be doing way better for your future skin than someone who has a 10-step skincare routine who skips sun protection. That person with a complicated routine is like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. The sun will undo all of your hard work without sunscreen. Most commonly, I found that the absolute minimum SPF you need is 30. However, most people, including myself probably, don't put on a thick enough layer or need to double layer, so it's probably better to go for an SPF at least 45 to be safe. But it does not stop there, okay? You need to reapply during the day. Not sure if you're doing that, huh? So I actually have a sunscreen timer in my phone, or like 3 alarms I set per day reminding me to reapply sunscreen. The recommended cadence is to reapply every 2 hours if in direct sunlight. My alarms are at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., and 2 p.m. There was some scary news in recent years about how chemical sunscreens may be carcinogenic. Great, just like everything else in our world. But then my dear friend Jasmine, who's actually doing a PhD studying skincare, says that the amounts of chemical sunscreen you put on are likely not harmful, so to each their own, but here are my personal criteria I try to stick to when selecting sunscreens. I know mineral sunscreen can be a beach when putting it on because it'll make you look like this. So that's why I go for tinted mineral sunscreens. Number 5, the only proven anti-aging ingredient, retinoid. Now, if sunscreen is the number 1 prevention tool, retinoids are the number 1 treatment ingredient that dermatologists recommend. This is not some trendy TikTok ingredient. It's been studied for over 50 years and is literally the only topical ingredient proven to reverse signs of aging at a cellular level. Now, what age do you start? Start after age 25 because after all, prevention is easier than reversal. And here's the guide to strengths. Be careful because after all, it is an active ingredient. I personally now use 0.025% tretinoin cream. This is prescription strength and it's not only amazing for anti-aging, but it also helped clear up my but it also helped clear up my hormonal acne.
Wait, but you're telling me to put this scary ingredient on my face, but you haven't even said what it does.
Yes, indeed. Look at me anticipating your questions, or maybe you don't care and just trust me, which is really great. Well, science says it increases collagen production, speeds cell turnover, and prevents and treats acne. Now, how to start using retinoids is also very important because you don't want to irritate your skin and wreck your skin barrier. The key is starting slow. I began with doing it about twice per week using the sandwich method, and I worked up over months. Your skin needs time to adjust, but the results are well worth the patience. Great. Now, what is the application order? The application order is relatively simple. So in the PM, you want to do these. Cleanser, you can use your regular one or double cleanse. Moisturizer, if you're doing the sandwich method, your retinoid, and then moisturizer again. Then you get your beauty sleep of 8 hours, and in the AM, cleanser, which is optional, moisturizer, and please do sunscreen. Some important key reminders if you truly want to glow from the inside out. Focus on your holistic health. That's why they call it beauty sleep, because when you sleep enough, your body will also glow from the inside out and your skin will look much nicer. Maintain a good diet. Treat your body like the temple it really is. Eat foods high in antioxidants, fiber, and avoid processed foods and added sugar. I went to Jollibee for the very first time a few weeks ago, and sadly, I disappointed my friends with my reaction, but it's because in general, I'm just not a huge fan of fried chicken. And my friends asked me like,
How do you just naturally not enjoy less healthy foods?
to me, the batter and the grease and the crispiness tastes good with the first 2 bites, but then after, I easily feel turned off by it. The short answer or hack is this: your taste can be developed like a muscle. You can literally use a growth mindset for everything. And because I grew up eating a lot of veggies, whole foods that my mom makes, I actually naturally love eating healthy foods now. I genuinely love vegetables at every single meal, and I drink a lot of tea and water. And sleep quality is important too, so I use my Whoop to help track that metric. Now, life can get busy, but I promise that you will never regret pouring into yourself and taking care of your body and longevity. That is why I wanted to give this bare minimum guide, because only these 5 products will give you 80% of the rules. It's the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the things you do will give you 80% of the results. It is tempting to jump on a new skincare trend that people are raving about, but consistency of the basics is what's most important, and it's a lot easier to be consistent if it's simple. And in line with that, here are some additional simple pointers to make sure that you do take care of your skin and incorporate products in a healthy way. Now, which step that you heard today are you going to do more of? Let me know down in the comments. So the life transformation app I mentioned earlier, I actually dropped a couple of hints about the app name earlier. Can you go back in the video and find the hints before I reveal the name? Drumroll please. It's called Exec. I love playing with words, so it represents you becoming the executive of your own life. It's all about owning your actions. Plus, it represents how the app helps you execute on your goals, which is what most people struggle with. Let me know what you think and mark your calendars for November 18th. Yay, I'm so excited. Hermione is too. By the way, can you tell I drew on some freckles for this Halloween look? I help adults, especially women, optimize their defining decade of their 20s and beyond. So if there are any other topics you'd like me to cover or any other bare minimum things you'd like me to distill for you, then also let me know. On my channel, I've shared a hack for flying first class and living rich in your 20s without tons of money. And no, it's not being a creator or influencer. And in this video, I share the absolute most important advice you have to hear so you don't regret your 20s and possibly your life. Okay, well, thank you so much. Remember to follow, subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you at the top. Thank you. Every year during Black Friday season, I get tempted by all the skincare these nuts.
These nuts? Ha! Got him!
Nox.